This is part two of the war update.
At the same time, a drone strike destroyed a radar system at the Ali Al Salam airbase, along with a weapons maintenance hangar and a drone shelter. Kuwait has been absolutely pummeled in this latest wave of attacks. The occupation forces' ammunition stores and communication assets at Ali Al Salam have been hit repeatedly, and it does not stop there. The Iranian Navy launched coordinated drone and missile strikes that struck the American fleet's fuel support pier at Al Ahmadi port in Kuwait. They also destroyed a signals and communications center in Kuwait. Let that sink in for a moment. The Americans are losing their communication infrastructure, their fuel supplies, their radar systems, and their ammunition stores, all in a single day of strikes. And Kuwait is not the only one bleeding. In Bahrain, the Iranian military struck the Sheikh Issa air base, hitting a site where American combat aircraft were stationed. They targeted aircraft hangars, fighter jet parking areas, and fuel tanks. They also struck an intelligence data center in Bahrain known as Batelco. The Iranians are systematically dismantling the American intelligence and logistical network across the Gulf. In Jordan, the situation is even more dramatic. The Iranian military struck the Muwafaq Salti Air Base, also known as Al Azraq Air Base, where American F-35, F-15, and F-16 fighter jets are stationed. Iranian missiles breached American and Allied air defenses and struck the base directly.
Well, I'm not sure it's a ceasefire. It doesn't sound like a ceasefire. It sounds as though we have different rules of engagement for ceasefires at this point. Obviously, the United States does not want all-out war, at least not at this point. And it appears that Iran is ready for all-out war if that's what's forced upon it. Let's put it that way. The problem is that...
And where we're at right now, because this is Sunday, that's what Trump's going to do. He's going to put the military on the ground to fight Iran with what, 1 million, 2 million man army that's been waiting its entire existence, knowing that this parasitical gangster capitalism profiteering for corporations wasn't ever going to stop. And now Netanyahu has got the foot on the throttle, and Congress is their lapdog. So hang in there, folks. Let's hear what more Colonel McGregor has to say and see more about the destruction that you aren't being allowed to see because maybe you aren't old enough or something. Maybe they have, a certain limit of information they can put out there for certain people. And I'm just joking. The whole thing is sick. The U.S. media should be reporting the facts, not spinning the news and trying to protect this war of aggression by the West.
To this business of now suddenly praising the supreme leader and making nice noises is not terribly relevant to the whole discussion. The Iranians don't really believe anything we say. There's not really any reason why they should. So it strikes me that the possibility of some sort of agreement being reached that all parties can sign is extremely remote. Israel continues to enjoy veto power over anything that the United States does. So having said that, I think Donald Trump is still in a dark room without any windows. He's feeling along the walls looking for a door to get out. He has no easy exit. He would like to exit, but he can't get out. And every time he thinks he's got a door, it's slammed shut in his face by President Netanyahu. So if I don't know what happens next, but I don't see any imminent agreement of any kind that's going to cause peace to break out.
Yeah, I like the first thing you said. It's not a ceasefire. Did you hear what Trump said, I think yesterday or the day before, about the ceasefire? He was asked, is this a ceasefire or breach of ceasefire? And he said something along the lines of, over there, a ceasefire just means that you shoot less. So that's how he defined a ceasefire 2 days ago.
He's pretty economical with the truth. Remember that. So I wouldn't worry very much about what is said at this point. I think what matters is what happens. And what continues to be the case is that Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz. End of discussion.
And that doesn't...
And they can hang on to that forever because the U.S. will not win against Iran. If they use nuclear weapons, the whole global economy crashes. So what's the game plan here? Well, right now, Trump is running back and forth, just switching his mind. He's going to attack. He's going to have a peace agreement, blah, 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 blah. That ain't going to happen. And meanwhile, Netanyahu, full throttle. He's got his foot on the throttle, and he doesn't want to stop, and he won't let Donald Trump stop. Do you think Donald Trump's going to break away from Netanyahu? Do you think Congress is going to break away from Netanyahu? They should be stopping everything because they know one thing. The U.S. is the genociders with Israel. We are killing innocent people for no reason other than they're Iranian. 160 children killed with a Tomahawk missile. And that Tomahawk missile has a camera on there, and the person that was launching it could see clearly. It was a little girl's school, kindergartners. Yeah. They're blowing up their railroad. They're blowing up bridges so people can't survive. They're going after the people now of Iran. These are war crimes, folks. This is the clear distinction. When you go after the public, they're war crimes. And the U.S., oh my God, and Israel and its allies, seriously, just look what they did with Gaza. Yeah, 680,000 people in Gaza have been killed, murdered, because of Israel and because of our U.S. weapons. So this is part 2. Please share the information. Please call your congressional representatives. Put them on notice. You're done. You're done. You're Republican, voting them out. You're Democrat, vote them out. Unless, of course, that's one of the 7 or 8% that always was objecting to this massive genocide that's occurring. Thanks for tuning into the Conscious Hour. Do me a favor. Hit the like buttons, which I say all the time. Hit the share button, which I say all the time. And please donate. I've never received a cent from anybody. Been doing this for 3 years now. So show you care. I care. Why do I do this? I remember a word when I was a little kid, heaven on earth, and kept thinking about, why haven't we achieved that? It's about time, don't you think?